Clem is already going down, though. Instinct able to trade that one down, but Sprick's gone out of count from V-Dog. So we'll see how this fight goes on in Caddy Corner, actually. A lot of teams playing here that aren't normally here. Clem and Instinct trying to fight out V-Dog and Rav's boat. And I have a strong feeling that Connor and his team ended up avoiding this area because they knew people were going to come here. And I think that is the smartest thing they could have done.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to just not go to where everyone else. I mean, you would have learned in the last game. Okay, there's like 4 teams here. Why? Stop. You haven't gone here the entire tournament. Please go away. This is our area. But then you realize, okay, well, they're just going to go there again. We still have a 23-point lead. There's no reason to change it up, so let's just go somewhere else and just play safe, play conservative, and get your you need. And it's very smart of them to do that.
And Fridge is going to drop down, but luckily onto a crash pad. So luckily enough, able to at least save himself, but they're going to get the drop on Jan, and he's going to drop completely out. Fridge and Smitty trying to just survive in this doorway. Emery's going to go right in, one shot to the mouth, takes one down, second shot takes Fridge. And that is a huge fight. Emery taking out almost the full squad. Seth was an amazing sniper to help start that fight, though.
Of one of those top 4 spots, which is just not what you would really want at all, especially if you've been playing so well. And after Smarty had just had that single solo game where he just popped off at the end.
I think the most terrifying sound in this game is hearing the charge shotgun. The charges,
yeah.
I think it's so scary. You are going to see T-Rose getting absolutely pushed by everybody, though, as he's going to go straight down to a triple push. Luckily enough, it looks like one of his teammates there to help Osiris, trying to get him flick onto one of the players around in this scenario. I don't even know how you're keeping track of where these players are, but you're going to get a knock onto Phantom almost there, getting a lot of damage onto him. Osiris actually going to fully get the knock onto Gax, and then a second onto Shatter. That is a 400-pound, 7-foot unit taking out 2 people of this trio. So far, we'll see if he can get that last kill. He is going to get the siphons confirmed by Glizzy Gladiator, and that is the whole team wipe from them. They are able to get T-Rose back up. What a fight coming out from them. A very contested one in a very interesting selection. But Ray is going to go down. St. Lawrence University going to lose one of their 3. Not the greatest thing to see for them, as Seth is also down. So it's just left to Emery, 75 health for him. He needs to get out of this situation. His team cannot lose right here. Otherwise, the first place dream is out of range here. As you can see, they're looking for the smoke once again. Obviously, the inventory is not as good, but Gage getting some damage onto him and right into his block. The 7 drops so low. Exceed finds the kill onto him. 2 players left on the team. Exceed finds the knock onto him. Banks is going to go straight down to Gage with the charge shotgun shot, but both of his teammates drop out. It is just left to Archer versus Gage. You are going to see the siphon go for Gage. Archer with 10 HP. He drops down. That is a huge win coming out from Gage as he's able to clutch up, get Connor's res back up, and probably get the revive onto Exceed.
Yeah, good to get at least the pickup onto Connor. They're probably going to be able to be okay to get that revive as well. But there's another trio they have to keep an eye on because they've been doing relatively well, but just been a little bit lackluster comparatively to what we saw from yesterday. But from Hood College, this trio, they've done some pretty good work, with some of these high caliber players. But this is, like I said, one of those teams that's always relatively in the top 10. They're in the late game scenarios, but they just fall short because some encounter just doesn't go their way, some shot doesn't connect, or something of that nature. So it's just, I love to see this team step up and really take advantage of this, as T-Flake is making this fight his own.
Yeah, and he's able to solidify the kills once again on Illinois West lane, just not having the performance that they wish they could have had in the finals today.
Them knocked off of the top spot here, but it's not out of the question. There are those teams that are in second or third who could absolutely do that.
Bigger really did not want to see that when he was opening that wall up. He gets absolutely lasered on his way in. Young Curry going to drop immediately down. So it is literally just left to Bigger Rooney as the trio was just in there waiting on the entrance to him. And Young Curry's going to get officially knocked out. Purell, No Shot Boss, and Your Herd are going to try and go right through. Nice push coming out from Your Herd with that burst SMG coming out in his hands. Don't see that too often, but it's good use when they can make use of it. A couple shots missing here and there, but Bigger Rooney is going to end up dropping down nonetheless. Full squad wipe coming out from Your Herd and No Shot Boss.
But, I mean, these players make those rotations in. They're just so good that it doesn't matter what terrain they're playing in. They're always capable of coming out on top.
Speaking of one of the teams on top, Control, Harsh, and Heavy Marauder, part of Johns Hopkins University. As Bell Bopper has said previously. Better in real life and in Fortnite than everybody else, as we see them trying to win out on this fight here. Control's going to start his way, building on top with Harsh. So they've got complete hide control once again as they try to look for a couple of kills around this fight. Control's going to take quite a bit of damage from River over on the side, but Marauder's instantly there to challenge him. And that is how important these guys are. Marauder goes straight in. River taking some damage. He drops down to a little HP. All 6 players still alive in this one, though, as River finally drops down to Harsh. They're going to get that siphon on them as well. And we'll see how this fight continues to go through. Duke is going to get Heavy Marauder, who pushed really aggressively by himself at the bottom of this build. But not, like I said, no meds to work with. So he's in a rough spot. He needs a siphon to even get going and back into this fight. Beachtree going to take some damage onto him, and now Control stuck at 89 health without the meds. And you're going to immediately see Harsh and Control meet right back up. Harsh is going to try and drop some minis for sure here. You're going to see that. Good communication. These guys are mid-fight and still being able to communicate that. Really impressive from Harsh and Control right now as they were able to do that. But Beasting and Duke still looking for the kills here. Trying to get the edit windows, the edit replacements on the builds from Control and Harsh. The problem here now is they've attracted so much attention with this fight still going on that there are going to be other teams looking into this fight. Duke going to miss a shot.
Using a lot of materials.
Bryce and Emery go at it. Emery's the only one, I believe, left on St. Lawrence University squad. Surprisingly, not getting any of those shots to land on Bryce Humphreys. He's able to get out of dodge, it seems, but Emery's the one that gets out of dodge here technically. The solo player by himself trying to live, and this is exactly what I was saying the Harpoon is great for, is that easy wall replacement that you used to see back in the day with like the Desert Eagle or a quick pump switch, something like that would happen. That's a great use of it. If you can't make it to the end game, of course. Bryce Humphreys trying to take a long-range tack shot. Not exactly the best range for that. 66 on the fall damage. That kind of hurt. Emery big chillin', though. Doesn't really have to worry about anything except the fact that both of his teammates are dead. That is kind of worrisome.
Yeah, that's not ideal, but see if he can get some engagement here onto Bryce Humphreys, who he did, like we saw, take all of that fall damage. Preston here as well. But this is just rough here for Emery. I mean, just...
Shotgun shots being charged up in general from both sides.
Oh, this is
Emery,
rough.
luckily enough, just gonna get out of this. But now that I think they realize he's by himself, and there's an easy chance for them to go through onto this one. Preston doesn't have the greatest inventory either. No meds for him. So if he can actually get a shot on him, it might be good. Bryce goes down to Emery immediately. So that siphon goes straight through. 97 on the shot, and he gets the siphon. Rebound's gonna come right in. Misses the edit window though, as he drops all the way down. You see them drop right in the same build. 46 damage from Emery. Preston with no meds. He's stuck at 100 HP. He drops right in, though. You see the first shot landing from Emery. The second shot going to go through, but he's dropped. Emery so close to winning that for his team, for St. Lawrence University. Unfortunately, all 3 of them get knocked out in Game 6, meaning they're not going to get the chance for that first place prize. Huge shout out to Emery. That was an insane effort there.
Yeah, Seth finally going out in the last one as well. So now down to 13 squads here. One more for the next placement point threshold. But you see Armand, Olspudge, T-Flick here got themselves a hold of the mythic weapons. They got the charge and the shockwave. And Preston taking a lot of damage out there. Yeah, that's an easy pickup right there for Armand. But, I mean, this trio right here, they've done so well.
And the shockwave launcher. They are in a great spot to try and get some points back in this game. Will it be enough to get them in the first place? Who knows? They need to get Gage, Connor, and Exceed out, though, immediately, if that's the plan, because these guys have been so good at just living. Even if they're solo, they've been so good at just making at least a top 5.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of these teams, they've been doing that so well, where not only do you make it to the top 5, but you don't make it just by sheer luck, right? You're not the last player left alive of your trio, where you're just, okay, I've hid well enough that I'm still alive to get these placement points. Yeah, shout out to Ocho, is still there. I've been ASU doing the same thing. He started out on the mountain and was solo. Well, as soon as you say it, Ocho's down now, but started out on the mountain solo, just straight 5 and made it this far to the top 12, getting all of the placement points that you could get. That's not the Victory Royale, but, you know, at least stacking up a few. But the fact is, a lot of these teams, like, I mean, these trios that we've seen, all of them survive time and time and time again. Believe it or not, Game 6, they're all in the same position where they have the same 3 players all left alive here and in position, trying to take advantage of the fact that they all wanted to move up the leaderboard here. Everyone is chasing Connor, Exceed, and Gage, and it's going to be a really absurdly difficult to catch them. But at the very least, it's a race for second.
Yeah, that's the main goal. I mean, we obviously saw the prizes for the top 3, I believe, were just ridiculous. So at this point, these players are playing not just for first, but for one of those top 5 spots, because there's some great prizes being left out in this one. So we're going to see King, Rhino, and Wilbro trying to see if they can make their name known into the top 5. Obviously, Connor, Exceed, and Gage are all still alive and pushing, though. So they, like you said, probably have a good grasp onto that first place spot because they are all pushing forward, and that all has to go down to the launchpad taken away from Rhino and King. That is terrible, as only one of them was able to launch out of that situation. So now they have an awkward rotation. King actually goes down because of it, and Rhino has 5 HP. That was so rough for them to lose that launchpad there. King gets taken all the way down. It looked great for them, all at 200 HP, and now suddenly they're left with only 2 players and one of them at 5 health.
Pickle and Pancake still getting a couple more elims for themselves. I mean, these teams that need to make up some lost points are definitely doing so, but Control and Harsh here still kicking. Not a lot in their inventory here. Incepticism already down. Prospect still has that burst. Well, as soon as he gets it, he gets one tap there with the shoddy. Imcord, the last one left alive with about 20 health, so it's not going to be great. There's no way you're going to be able to get that bottomless chug off. I mean, you're just fighting to survive at this point. Get as much as you can, maybe get a pick here or there. It's just, this is rough. Imcord down. Now, this is where the height's going to start to come in, and it's going to be Hood on top, where they're just trying to rain down, but they don't have a whole lot of, I mean, at least Armand does not have a lot of mats here, but a little bit for the inventory of, you know, the ammo. But it's going to be tough for them to maintain this high ground here. Plus, 1 rocket on T-Flick. This is going to be a tough spot for them to hold on to.
Not to mention, Exceed, Connor, and Gage are all still fragging out in the late game scenario here. Everyone was just expecting them to maybe go down without a fight, not landing caddy corner this game, but they completely did the opposite of that and are still taking out players one by one. Akron Trigger's going to go down. Smudge is able to get a kill onto DJ. Control's actually going to drop down to Cinnamon Pancakes. Exceed, once again, though, gets the knock on and the kill. Control is going to get killed as well. Exceed's going to go down to Carpsy, though. Got to keep an eye out for that, but Gage is going to get the storm. Connor's going to go down, so it's just left to Gage, as he's the last one alive. Smudge, Armin, and T-Flick are in such a good scenario, though. Headshot coming in on the Eagle there. As we see, Smudge is trying to secure some more kills for his team. 13 kills so far for them. Going into the top 5 teams, Gage goes out all the way. So the best team is out currently. 3 more teams, all trios, by the way. The first time we've had it all night. The last 3 teams are trios. Fuzzy Pickle, the RPG is going to drop down all of those players. Now trying on the rotation. T-Flick is going to get knocked down because of that fall damage. Armin's going to go down as well. So that is huge. Double kill coming out from them. That is just left to 1 player left from Hood University. Fuzzy Pickle trying to maintain control here. Cinnamon Pancakes going to try and help out his team, but he is in the low ground, not really able to help his team out too much. Lil Smudge, the last player left for Hood University, as they try to go aggressive onto him. Thanks for Siphon and Chenkin, still down here, as their trio is still left alive. Smudge is the only solo remaining in this situation. 2 teams of 3, 1 solo left. Steve McSweat trying to get the win to end the night. Smudge is going to go straight down to Fuzzy Pickle. Siphon going straight down to Steve McSweat. Now Fuzzy Pickle going on another 1 more player to go.
What a shot.
They just need to find him. And Jenkins is the only one left alive, and he's so far out of the zone. He has to make such a way back in. He might just tick down to storm damage, as they're just sitting here watching, waiting for that shot to go through. Jenkins trying to get whatever he can medge-wise, but he is just barely surviving. They're going to get some shots to land on him. 10 kills so far for this team. Make that 11 as they win Game 6. Connor exceeding Gage at 187, and that win from Pancakes, Fuzzy, and McSweat.
Wow.
10 points away from taking them down. Imagine if they went down early to the fight with Bags or anything. If they went back to caddy corner, this could have been a totally different scenario, but congratulations